Nick is talking sports. You better watch out, cause the Cobras are coming. Jordan and Gavin and Nick too. We're all on Arvin's Arena for you. Arvin's Arena. Arvin's Arena.
Welcome on in, guys, and welcome today to the Arvin's Arena podcast on the Cobra Network. My name's Nick Arvin. I'm your host. I'm here with co-host Gavin Rodgers and co-host Jordan Canas.
What up?
How are you guys doing today?
I'm good.
We're good.
Awesome. Here on the Arvin's Arena podcast, your only source for Kirkwood and 931 high school sports. The first ever school-sponsored podcast, so congrats on that one, guys.
Let's go.
We're here today following a week of packed action for the Kirkwood basketball team. We had West Creek versus Kirkwood, where Cobras got the W in that one. Additionally to the Clarksville High School game last night. Last night.
No, 2 nights ago.
Two nights ago.
Before last night.
Right. The Clarksville game where Kirkwood got the W for that one too. And we're going to break it down for you here on the Cobra Network.
Yeah.
Gavin, the West Creek game, we were in attendance for that one. You were there as well, Jordan. You were there for that one, right?
Yeah.
All right. So for that West Creek game, what are y'all thinking about that one?
I low-key forgot how it went. I know that we beat them. I thought we did good. I like how we bounced back because after that loss from Springfield, we very, very much needed. And then they show that they can ball out, that they can come out through adversity.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's something that me and Gavin talked about last week. You weren't here, Jordan, but you're here this week. We're glad that you're back. A loss against Springfield for Kirkwood saw the program probably at the lowest it's been so far this year, but 2 big wins. They bounced back. Against West Creek, what did you see, Jordan?
Man, I'm going to be honest. I've seen just the way the team came together to finish. Obviously, you said they lost to Springfield. That's unfortunate. Nobody wants to lose. But the way they bounced back from that and went and got the dub for West Creek, I believe that Coach Segal has something special with this team. And we all know the team chemistry is already on a different level. They've all played with each other since they were young, so that helps for sure. But, the team's definitely doing well and definitely proud of them.
Yeah, and we've talked about that, what you were talking about, the chemistry, the depth for this year's Kirkwood Cobra team. Something that may not have seen a lot, and especially not in the second-year program, the amount of depth, the length of guys at the backcourt, the amount of guards on this team. It makes it really special and a team to look forward to going into postseason, into the district playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
So that win against West Creek, that brings us into Clarksville High School. We're at home against Clarksville High School. We get a nice little win, maybe not as dominant as at Clarksville. It was a 49-point win, but 2 nights ago, Kirkwood beats Clarksville. I'll get that score. 64-47. Gavin, what do you think about that one?
I'm glad we whooped them 2-0. That's what we like.
Yes.
Don't like them kiddies.
You don't like them kitty cats.
Obviously, we could have put up many, many more points.
For sure.
Right.
We just had a lot of missed opportunities. We had a lot of second chance points, though, so we did get a lot of offensive boards, getting points back up. I know Monty, he dropped 20 or something like that, I think it was. He's had plenty of 20-point games. He's been going off this year.
Averaging 20, actually.
Armani Smith has been so good this year. It's a great point.
But we had a lot of second chance points that game, so did miss our first chance, got them back. I think we did good. Definitely would have liked a little bit of a bigger win, like we had at CHS.
Right.
Can't get them all, so we got the win though, so it's fine.
Yeah, so Clarksville High School may be looking to rebuild the program a little bit. Guys in the past have really transformed that program into a powerhouse in past years in district play in Clarksville, but maybe not as great in recent years. What did you see from Clarksville High School, and where do you see that program going in the next couple of years?
I know that they're going to graduate a couple of their starters.
Yeah.
Sheldon, Kirk, I know they'll be gone next year. Is Tracy? I think Trey's a senior, right?
I think so.
I think he'll be gone, if not this year, next year. I'm not sure how their future's going to look for him. I'm not too up into the CHS program on that. But losing Sheldon, that'll be one of their biggest losses. Of course, last year losing Kellen, that hurt them this year.
Right.
But losing Sheldon and Kirk, that'll be a loss for them definitely. And I'd like to see how they build from there.
So yeah, it's a very fair point. Maybe a little bit of rebuilding for the Clarksville Wildcat team, but we'll see what they do there. Jordan, this week, Friday night, that's going to be January 31st. The Kirkwood Cobras take on Northeast at Northeast. What do you see in that one?
Man, I feel like it's going to be a very emotional game.
Right.
Because obviously that's one of our rivals, if not our biggest rival with Roshu. But obviously some of these players, a lot of them went to Northeast middle, if not high school. And we all know how that is playing against our old schools. It's a lot of emotions from obviously wanting to beat the team, obviously having maybe past drama, whatever. So I do think we'll win. I feel like the way the team's playing right now, we're looking good. And we know that Northeast isn't having the best season. At least isn't having as good of a season as we are. So it's going to be a good game. It's going to be entertaining for sure.
Yeah, that may have been a bit of an understatement. Last game, Northeast plays at Kirkwood. That game was on January 14th. Kirkwood got the win 65-19. Mm-hmm. So maybe Northeast wanting to try to get one back this Friday night.
Maybe they'll score 20 points.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So that brings us into John Segal, someone we've talked about a lot on here. He goes on Instagram this week, talks about his student section. He said that the Kirkwood student section
I saw that.
is the best student section in Clarksville. What do you think about that, guys?
I love our pit crew. We've been showing out on the games we needed to. I wish some of the games I wish we had a couple more people, a little stand up and getting a little into the game. But we definitely have the people there, and I love it being up there at the front, leading everybody. It's so fun leading everybody. But I just think if we get some more people to get in there and participate, I think we'll have definitely by far.
I'd like to say something actually about that. So yes, I do believe I'm with Coach Segal on that. I feel like from our past, obviously we've only been in 2-year school, but compared to last year, the growth in our student section just as a whole, you could tell everybody's slowly starting to get like better at supporting teams, both football and basketball. But yeah, I believe that we do have the best student section. Not only is it just, I feel like, yeah, just everybody's getting more involved, and as for the school, that's better.
I also just think as the year or as the season goes on, we get into that district, we get into the regions, we'll have more people come in and
the more
show out.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
That's a very fair point. As the season gets ramping up a little bit into district play, a lot more attendance. But it's been very impressive to see the change from last year's student section compared to this year.
Absolutely.
Right. It's only going to get better, too.
I agree. That's a great thing about building a new school.
Right.
So that moves us on. Armani Smith, someone that's been talked a lot about throughout the Clarksville area. The Leaf Chronicle put out an article about Armani. And they described him as a potential candidate for Mr. Basketball. What do you guys think about that? And do you think there's some legitimacy? Do you think that Armani Smith may be able to take that home this year? And just a sophomore season.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely,
He's been going off this year. He's averaging 20 points, a little over 5 rebounds. He's going off this year. He's had 12 games, at least 20 points this year. He's been crazy this year.
I agree.
And I think he's very, very much deserving of this award. And I just know he's just only a sophomore, so he's got 2 more years left in him.
2 more years.
So I think he'll be a great add and a great keep for these Cobras. And I think any college with these 2 offers, he'll get plenty more looks soon. And I think any team would be very lucky to have Armani Smith.
There's definitely more colleges that will be looking at him. He has 2 years left, so it's a lot more people to see him, find him. It's going to be good for him.
Yeah, to your point, for those who don't know Armani at home, Armani is a sophomore guard who already has offers from Will Wade at McNeese State. A good program over there that Coach Wade has going on. He's also got offers from Tennessee State. And his freshman year, he made it to the all-district team, all-district tournament team, first team all-area via the Leaf Chronicle, and the freshman of the year in the Clarksville area, courtesy of Clarksville Now. This year, he's averaging 20 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 2.4 steals. So a lot coming for Armani. That Mr. Basketball is a big award in the Clarksville area, but I see as long as he keeps bringing this second-year program, this team further down to district playoffs, further down to maybe even Murfreesboro this year, I think he's got a real chance at that.
Absolutely.
Mr. Basketball. So another sophomore that may have had those may have had the chance to win that award was Miles Redding, who, for those who don't know, also a sophomore. So Kirkwood's got a lot of talent coming for the next 2 years. Miles Redding, starting quarterback for Kirkwood. In the first year, Lee Buggs took that role. However, he transferred over to receiver, and Todd County transfer Miles Redding came in. Guys, what did you think about Miles' year, and do you guys think that he should have won that award? And just what are your overall thoughts on how he played and how much he meant to that unit this year?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure me and Gavin, because we both played with Miles, I feel like we both would be able to say that Miles definitely led and stepped in immediately and led
Absolutely.
the team. Obviously, you said he's a sophomore, but his mindset's not a sophomore. He's already thinking ahead, thinking of what to do before it's done. He's definitely, and you could tell he loves the sport. His brother played quarterback, and just his whole life's football. And I remember he told me something about his freshman year. He broke the record at his school, and that's not normal coming just straight out of middle school, breaking records at your school. So yes, I believe that Miles is capable of doing a lot. I do think that he should have won. If I'm being honest, Miles is a freaking dog. But anyways, yeah, Miles, 2 years left, like Armani. They both have a lot to come, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he's played a very, very big role in that Cobra football team. I definitely think he should have been a little higher than what he got. I think he definitely could have won it. Like Jordan said, he's very much of a leader. Doesn't act like a sophomore. He's up there. He knows what's going on all the time, and he's always planning for it all. And I think it'll be a great have to have in these next 2 years with him being back there.
Also, he's humble. That's a super important thing with stuff like this. Like, it's the same thing with Ronnie. You don't see him like going around, like bragging about, hey, this. They have really one thing. Obviously, they love the game, but you could tell they're out to win it. They're out to win the championship. They're out to win it for their team, for their school, and that's their mindset. They're not thinking of themselves all the time, which is also something that I respect him for.
Yeah, so that's something that when I've spoken to Miles, I've noticed he has a very mature approach to the game, a very good leader that I've heard from guys around, and something that Coach Watson's talked about a lot about. So let's hear right now. We have an exclusive interview from me and Miles Redding.
We're here today with quarterback sophomore Miles Redding. So, Todd County transfer. How did it feel coming here, and what did you know about the program prior to coming here?
It feels great. I didn't really know much about it coming in. I just knew we were going to come in and win.
And so, I'm not sure if you know, but Lee Buggs last year, quarterback, he switches to wide receiver for you. How did that feel? And did you feel like you respected him for that decision?
Oh yeah. I respect him a lot for that, and he's done nothing but take it with pride, and he's taking it good.
So, you've got maybe the best receiver core in Clarksville. You got Lee Buggs, Malone, Gavin Hunter, transfer Moses Bird. How easy does it make it for you to be able to throw to all those guys?
Oh, well, it's not a question. We got the best receiving core in Clarksville. They make my job so easy. I put it out there, they're going to go get it.
So just to add to that, something that just came out, I think Coach Watson posted it, but it was about the speed for the upcoming guys, the upcoming seniors, upcoming juniors. Miles Redding comes in at second in the speed, just behind our guy Jaden Portis. What do you think about that, and how do you think that improves his ability to expand the game in two ways, not just as a pocket presence, but also the ability to expand the pocket and get outside, get down the field using his legs?
Yeah, I think if you got a speedy quarterback like that, you can have plenty of plays with that. You can have QB runs and everything. You can scramble out of the pocket, give yourself a little more time. And I just think it's great to have a speedy quarterback for any situation for the most part, I'd say. Because pocket collapses, you can get out there quick, find somebody. You can get down if you need to. You can run. I think it's just very, very good that he's up there from the quick speed.
Yeah, we actually saw a little bit of that this season. Miles definitely, he likes to run. I'm gonna be honest. Miles likes to run, but he made a lot of plays this year. He made a lot of plays this year just by scrambling. He'd get like 20 yards, 30 yards, and do crazy moves and stuff. So yeah, I feel like that's just gonna show more. The faster he gets, the more explosive plays we have. That's good for him and good for the team. So.
Yeah, and that's something that Miles has obviously thought a lot about, just making those explosive plays, being able to get downfield. But that brings the question, along with Kamari Blair and all these D1 power coaches, Power 4 coaches, they're all here.
Everybody's here, I know.
Shane Beamer was here 2 days ago. We'll get to that later. But how much do you think that does for Miles Redding's stock to be able to ball out like that? He brings a dual threat ability to a program. Do you think that he's going to end up getting that recognition from these power coaches once he grows a little bit? He's still young, still a sophomore in high school, 15, 16 years old. Do you think that he'll start getting that power recognition? And do you think that's something that attributes to the benefit of playing sports at Kirkwood, all of those coaches?
Yeah. I was actually just telling my friend this. I believe so. I believe that not only for Miles, I know we're talking about Miles, for also Clay Brooks, probably Portis, everybody really that's still coming up. I feel like these big powerhouse schools coming, I feel like it's only the beginning for the whole school. Obviously, they might not be here for everybody, but through these things, they obviously recognize. So yes, I do believe so. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I exactly what Jordan said. I think that he'll eventually get all the recognition he needs, as well as everybody else on the team. With all the colleges that Watson's bringing in, I think everybody got the interest they need.
Yeah.
Everybody gets some sort of look, and they'll get where they need to be.
Yeah.
Right, so that's a very fair point, and that brings us in. We talk about coaches. Shane Beamer is here this week. Shane Beamer was here this week. Kamari Blair receiving an offer from South Carolina yesterday from head coach Shane Beamer. The Gamecocks, yes, sir. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that's a big-time play? Obviously, Kamari receiving. I think we're up to 4 SEC offers now. We got Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, Kentucky, and now we have South Carolina. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, offers don't always just slip through. Like, offers aren't always given. But with this guy Kamari, he's got almost all these crazy schools coming, and I feel like Kamari only being a junior, the senior year coming up, it's gonna be crazy. Super powerful. Obviously, he has opportunities coming in and out the door. Kid has a good heart. I'm gonna be honest. Just from outside of football to inside of football, I think that's what makes him very not like everybody else. So back to what you were saying about the Gamecocks, I do believe this is another opportunity for him, and yeah, it's gonna be good wherever he goes.
Talk about Kamari. Let's wish him a happy birthday today. It's his birthday
happy
today.
17th birthday, Kamari Blair.
But I definitely think being the 4th SEC offer, and as Jordan said, being only a junior, I know he'll get plenty more.
Exactly.
His senior year, this upcoming summer, he's gonna ball out. I just know he will. He's a big guy. He's strong. I know he'll play. He'll play wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Wherever he decides to go, I know he'll play. And I think it's very good for him.
And
He's getting all these.
And one more thing, sorry to interrupt, but like I was saying about Miles and Armani, same thing with Kamari. We see a lot of offers coming in, and he's a 4-star. And normally you see people just brag about it sometimes or not, but same with Kamari. He's a super humble guy. It's a little story real quick. So my favorite school is USC. And Kamari literally offered. He was like, "Hey, you were more than welcome to come meet the coaches with me."
That's so cool.
So yeah, just things like that just showed how it just gives more respect to the player. So
that's really awesome.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, and a lot can be said about Kamari. A really genuine good dude, amazing football player, 4-star, has potential to play on Sundays, has NFL size, D1 size. He has everything you could want in a football player.
Giant.
He sure is. And that brings us into next year. Coach Watson brings a nice squad into his 3rd season. Like we said, 4-star Kamari Blair coming off as the offensive tackle, and Mr. Football finalist Miles Redding at the helm next year. What are your predictions for the Kirkwood football team next year?
10-0.
10-0.
We're going undefeated.
Running through it.
We're running
That's
through
what
it.
I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Why not go 15-16-0 and win the championship?
Well, we're gonna do that too. We gotta finish undefeated season first. But yes, that's the goal. That's always the goal.
Absolutely. I think they can.
Yeah,
They got it in their bag.
we got it.
Fair
I'm
enough.
gonna be a little bit biased because next year's my senior year, so obviously we're gonna try to go get it all. But yeah,
So that brings us in championship games. We got the Super Bowl in a little bit over a week, I think. What are y'all thinking about that one? Chiefs trying to three-peat.
Man, I'm not trying to watch those Chiefs win.
You're not liking the Chiefs this
I mean,
week?
yeah,
and I'll tell you what. Saquon, he's looking different right now.
Saquon
facts.
is
He's
looking like a
different.
star.
But Mahomes is different though.
I know
That's the
those
only
Chiefs.
thing.
They're gonna make some history if they win, but man, I don't want to see those Chiefs win.
What
Nah.
about you, Nick? You're asking questions. We'll ask you. How about yourself?
I don't know if you can bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Say what you want, but we're witnessing greatness. We've seen that. He's cemented himself. I don't know if you can bet against Patrick Mahomes
Do
in
you
the Super
think
Bowl.
Patrick Mahomes will eventually be better than Tom Brady?
That's a tough one because Tom Brady has the head-to-head against him. He
Yeah.
beat him in the Super Bowl, so that'll always be difficult for Mahomes to live up. But you win 4 Super Bowls in 5 or 6 years, and
You're the goat there.
you're
hard to beat
you're
that.
getting there. So, well, that's all we have for you today, folks, on the Kirkwood Sports Podcast on Arvin Serena. Signing out. I'm Nick Arvin with co-host Gavin Rodgers and Jordan Canas. Signing out.
See y'all.
Bye.